What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're back with some more off-season rebuilds, as today we're going to be doing the Los Angeles Lakers. Before we get into today's video though, guys, I hope you guys had a great weekend, and also leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are new around here. Would be greatly appreciated. So I was going to come at you with a Raptors off-season rebuild on Sunday if they lost Saturday, but they didn't. And I could have done the same thing with the Nuggets today, but they didn't lose yesterday either. So here we are. We had two more teams we hadn't done outside of the playoffs, which was the Lakers and the Knicks. So we'll still get those two. And then as teams get eliminated, we will do them as well. And then we'll mix in probably some other rebuilds because I assume I'll have to fill it out a little bit more. But regardless, we are talking about the Los Angeles Lakers today, who are probably going to have one of the most interesting off seasons to date, I would say. This is going to be a very, very interesting offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers. So let's just get into it. As the first round playoff series, there's not a single first round playoff series that is over yet, which is interesting. As the Brooklyn Nets are the only team, weirdly enough, that have not won a single game in the playoffs in the first round, which is kind of crazy to think about. They are down 0-3. I believe they play again tonight. Thought we would see Ben Simmons play, but no Ben Simmons. But let's talk about the Lakers. So the Los Angeles Lakers, obviously, it's disappointing. They decided to go get Russell Westbrook. Didn't work out. They could have had Buddy Hield. They almost could have had Dennis Schroeder if he would have signed his extension back then. He didn't, obviously. So I guess it kind of worked out for them. But this last offseason, to make a decision with trading Kuzma and other guys, could have gotten Buddy Hield. That would probably have been a perfect fit next to LeBron James. They instead went for Russell Westbrook. So the biggest story this offseason will obviously be, how can you better the Lakers? And that's obviously going to be trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook. It will remain to be seen if they can get rid of him. It's going to be tough, I would imagine. And I believe there's like 3 teams that you could maybe trade Russell Westbrook to. One team would maybe want him. The other 2 would probably just buy him out, I would assume. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But a lot of results don't really matter for us today because obviously we don't even have our first round pick from the Anthony Davis trade. Grizzlies have it at number 9. That might actually be the Pelicans that have it. I don't know. We'll see. But staff signing, if we go to the staff, we got Frank Vogel, who got fired, actually, so we can go ahead and fire him. So I honestly could see the Lakers promoting David Fizdale, to be honest with you, or just, I don't know exactly who they're interviewing, but I do know a lot of analysts have been saying like that the Lakers job is probably the worst job that you'd want right now. But that doesn't stop guys like David Fizdale potentially wanting opportunity. So I think I'm going to go ahead and probably hire David Fizdale to be our head coach. And then obviously I will go ahead and fill it out from there. They also have Damon Stoudemire in here. I didn't know that. But yeah, David Fizdale. I'm going to offer him the head coaching job to be our brand new head coach because I could definitely see something like that happening. David Fizdale is our brand new head coach. I believe Fizdale and LeBron go way back to like the Miami Heat days, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's Cleveland days I'm thinking about. I don't remember. But we're going to fill this out even more. And then again, like I said, it's going to be, the big thing is going to be, can we get rid of Russell Westbrook in this offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers to improve the team? Or is some weird thing going to happen when LeBron James leaves the Lakers, which I don't think that'll happen. Obviously, LeBron James is going to be playing with his son, it sounds like, to end off his career. But that shouldn't impact him now, obviously. So, and LeBron also said that he does not want to miss playoffs ever again. So the pressure will be on this Lakers front office to do something. So like I said, it will be interesting to see how we can improve this team. I don't even know if we have like a second round pick. We do not. So we don't even have a second round pick. So we just go straight to player options. Obviously, Russell Westbrook's going to accept that $40 million. He'd be dumb not to. So Russell Westbrook is back on the Lakers. So the biggest thing, like I said, will be a Russell Westbrook trade. Now, I could see a world where they are stuck with Russell Westbrook and nobody will take him. I could definitely see that happening. So I'm not ruling that out. But for me, I think something that could definitely happen for the Los Angeles Lakers is trading him to a team that would buy him out. But they would obviously have to attach that 2027 pick and maybe even potentially Taylor Horton-Tucker to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Obviously, the Lakers are going to want something in return. So whether you trade him to Detroit, I guess, for like Jeremy Grant and get like, buy, and then Detroit buys out Russell Westbrook, they get that future pick. Or obviously the 2 teams that have been kind of mentioned was the Hornets, which I'm not sure what the Hornets, I could definitely see a world where the Hornets would keep Russell Westbrook for some reason, but I've already seen that the Lakers aren't interested in Gordon Hayward, which makes sense. He's barely on the court, hasn't played a full season in quite some time. But I think the Pacers makes a ton of sense. I really do. I think getting Malcolm Brogdon in return from the Pacers would probably be the Lakers' best bet. And obviously you have to attach that pick, maybe attach Taylor Horton-Tucker. But I really like this idea for the Pacers. Maybe you get Brogdon and Buddy Hield if you could pull that off, and you give them the pick and Taylor Horton-Tucker with Russell Westbrook. Obviously, they just buy out Russell Westbrook. They could do that because they're rebuilding right now. Obviously, the other one that's been kind of talked about is the Rockets with John Wall, but that trade could have happened and it did not. So I think the thing that makes the most sense, if you are going to go ahead and trade Russell Westbrook if you can trade him. I really think that a Malcolm Brogdon, Buddy Hield thing is probably going to be your best bet. So be Brogdon, which this is going to be tough to pull off, but I'm going to throw Taylor Horton-Tucker in here as well. And then they throw a Buddy Hield, which I believe the Pacers would potentially do this. And then obviously you have to throw in that future pick that you could trade away. So I doubt they accept this straight up because it looks like this trade value is a lot better than what we're offering. But we'll go ahead and offer it anyway. They do not agree to it, obviously. I will throw in as many picks as possible to make this happen, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to go through. And I'm not going to be able to trade these picks either. So 2 seconds, not going to happen. And then last but not least, I'll throw in Austin Reeves, I guess. I don't know if that'll make it move. No. So it would be nice. Obviously, I feel like this trade could potentially happen. I really do. So the Pacers obviously get Taylor Horton-Tucker, who could be part of the team. He's only 21 years old, so he could be part of the rebuild. And you get a future pick that could probably be really good. I imagine Lakers won't be great in the year of like 2027, which I think it's actually a 2027 pick. But I think that pick could be very good, depending on what happens. But obviously, you'd love to get Buddy Hield and Brogdon together. I think that would be really nice for the Lakers to pull that off if they could. But it doesn't sound like I'm going to be able to. So, honestly, if I could just maybe get Brogdon at the very least. I mean, this is the trade I would do. And I really do think the Pacers would potentially accept this. I really do. But unfortunately, I can't really get this to go through. But I really do think this could be a trade that could happen. I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you think this is something the Pacers would consider. If you don't agree, I'm definitely down to hear you out. But if you do agree, honestly, man, I really do think this could happen. So I'm going to go ahead and use my objective opinion. And I'm going to make this trade go through where we get Malcolm Brogdon and Buddy Hield. Let me know if you disagree with this one. Obviously, the Pacers buy out Russell Westbrook, but they do get Taylor Horton-Tucker in a first-round pick. They get off Buddy Hield's contract, and they're basically getting THT and Brogdon for a first, or they're getting, yeah, THT and a first-round pick for Brogdon, which, like I said, I think this first-round pick in the future could be really good. I mean, obviously, it's a future pick, so you don't really know what's going to happen. But I think this could be the big move. I really do. So I'm going to make this trade go through. And we're going to look at this Lakers team after we make this trade happen. But the Lakers get Brogdon and Buddy Hield, who fit very, very nicely next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So this is going to be the big trade we make happen, where the Pacers will just buy out Russell Westbrook. They get THT and a first-round pick in return. So that trade has officially gone through, obviously. So we now have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Brogdon, and Buddy Hield. So these two guys right here will fit perfectly. They'll literally fit perfectly next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So that is why we decided to do it. Buddy Hield should have been a Laker anyway. They decided to obviously go a different route. Buddy Hield and Brogdon will fit perfectly. Both really good off-ball players. So this is a trade I think the Lakers would love to have happen. Now, will it happen is the question. I don't know, but it is very possible. So Kendrick Nunn, Wenyen Gabriel. Did Kendrick Nunn play a single game for the Lakers? I actually have no idea if he didn't. And then Wenyen Gabriel. So obviously not a ton of options in free agency. We don't have a ton of money. Malik Monk probably won't be back with the roster, but we'll have to obviously sign some free agents to figure something out in order to get this Lakers team together and get a good team around LeBron James, Anthony Davis, now Brogdon, and Buddy Hield as well. So basically in free agency, I'm going to be sending Kendrick Nunn, Robert Covington, and Eric Gordon, I think. I don't know if I could pull this all off. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get everybody. So I think we got Eric Gordon and didn't get Covington. Is that what happened there? So we got Eric Gordon, which I think is a nice addition. We also got Kendrick Nunn back, which is cool. So, so far, this is looking decent. Kendrick Nunn will be a backup point guard. Then we'll have Eric Gordon as a backup small forward, but obviously still need a power forward on the roster, and it's the options are thin. I mean, you're gonna get players that will want to sign with the Lakers. A guy like Blake Griffin, who came out in game 3 and actually, you know, hit a couple 3-pointers. So maybe you sign Blake Griffin to be that starting power forward for the Lakers. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So Bryn Forbes could be a guy, another shooter you could have on the Lakers. We're only gonna be able to sign minimum guys now, so it's not gonna be easy. Oladipo, I mean, he, you know, maybe could be a guy you bring to the Lakers and he could become something. So sign a couple guys here. So minimum contract's the only thing we can sign. And now we need to start to sign like big men. So we got Mason Plumlee, who I wouldn't mind on a minimum. And then you got Hassan Whiteside, Kaminsky, Mike Muscala. Okay, so there's some options here. Then you got Gabriel Deck, Jabari Parker, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. So obviously options aren't fantastic, but we'll make it work. So if we look at the team now, it'll probably have to be where LeBron James plays power forward for the team, I would imagine. So probably be what has to happen there. So LeBron James can play the 4 for us. So it'll be Brogdon, Kendrick Nunn, Buddy Hield, and Bryn Forbes. You got Eric Gordon, Oladipo, LeBron James, Blake Griffin, and then Anthony Davis, Mason Plumlee. So a bunch of minimum guys obviously signed. So what you could potentially do is obviously you'd want Malik Monk back as well if you can get him. I don't know if they're going to be able to or not. But this team isn't bad. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. There's a lot of guys that actually fit next to LeBron James, which is the important part. Taurean Prince, another guy that could make some sense on this Lakers team. Never mind, goes to the Nuggets. Okay. Darius Miller, Danny Green. Okay, Danny Green, you could bring him back to LA. Obviously, some Lakers fans feel indifferent about him, but, you know, he could be a guy comes back to the Lakers. And that might be realistically it. So that is going to be the offseason for the Lakers. So we get, I think, some guys that actually fit next to LeBron. That what LeBron wants to do, I think they, you know, he would, wow, the fact that Oladipo goes down at small, or he could be a 75 overall power forward, but he goes down at shooting guard. That kind of makes no sense to me. But player progression is probably going to be brutal. I would imagine it's probably going to be a lot of guys going down overall. Yeah, it's brutal. So Brogdon, Kendrick Nunn, which we need to make him healthy. And then Buddy Hield goes down 5. Holy crap. The whole roster just plummeted. Everyone is going down. So it's not great, obviously, but we'll have to make it work. All right, so Kendrick Nunn, let's make him healthy. But again, this team would fit better next to LeBron, though. This team ideally would fit better. It would fit a lot better. So Robert Covington, I tried to get as well, but obviously that didn't work out. I think he would have been a nice starting 4 maybe for you. But yeah, it's definitely rough, but we'll have to make it work. And I don't like Buddy Hield going down to like a 74 overall. I don't think that makes a ton of sense. But honestly, man, I can't see myself going another season because after that, it gets really scary. Is LeBron James going to leave? I mean, this team has to make the playoffs, literally. So 6th seed in the West. This is your starting 5. So yeah, Brogdon, Buddy Hield, Oladipo, which I don't hate, but the overalls are rough on Oladipo and Buddy Hield. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kendrick Nunn, Bryn Forbes, Eric Gordon, and Myers Leonard is the last guy coming off the bench, which actually I kind of want to make that Mason Plumlee and not Myers Leonard. So Mason Plumlee would be the last guy off the bench. Blake Griffin's not getting any minutes for this team, but I think he definitely could crack the rotation, especially with how bad like this. I mean, literally, Buddy Hield. I think that overall is super disrespectful to Buddy Hield. I'm not going to lie to you. So I might fix it because that overall is literally so brutal. I don't like Buddy Hield going down to like, I think 76 is fair, but 74 I think is a little rough. So Buddy Hield, Oladipo as a starting small forward, I don't hate. Eric Gordon, I said all these guys went down like crazy. So don't really know what to expect this season, to be honest with you, but obviously we made the moves we made in order to put this team in position to get back into the playoffs, and I think we've done a decent job. So like I said, we'll just kind of see how it goes. In shot tendencies, we have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Brogdon. So I'll move Brogdon's up a little bit. Buddy Hield, I would like him to shoot a little bit more as well. And then Kendrick Nunn, I mean, sure. And then Eric Gordon, obviously. So yeah, I like it. So can this team make the playoffs? So basically, to recap, we traded Russell Westbrook in order to get Brogdon and Buddy Hield. We obviously included Taylor Horton-Tucker in a first in return as well. We signed Oladipo. We signed Blake Griffin. We signed Kendrick Nunn back. Signed Eric Gordon. Signed Forbes. So a lot of these guys would be nice additions to the team. Myers Leonard, again, I don't even think he'll ever be on a basketball team ever again after what he said on Twitch. So I'm going to go ahead and just move him out again. So can this team make the playoffs with how bad the regression was on this team? We'll go ahead and see what happens. I imagine we do because we have, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but you never really know with 2K. So we'll just see what happens. 2K literally has no belief in this Lakers team. I get it because the regression was so freaking bad on this team. But literally, I believe we've only won like 10 games. We haven't even won 10 games with LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the roster, which is literally just insane to think about. So, this just isn't even realistic at this point. Like, how the hell do the Lakers only win? Like, literally, we're in January, and the Lakers haven't even won 10 games yet with LeBron James on the roster. I mean, it does not. I mean, I get LeBron is up there in age, but come on, 2K. Are we serious right now? That is what's going to happen. I mean, honestly, I think this would be a successful offseason for the Lakers. LeBron James surrounded with guys that can shoot the basketball is going to be a W. I think this team could win. I mean, obviously, LeBron James makes things happen, obviously. Anthony Davis, he can stay healthy. They'll be solid, especially if they're able to somehow pull off Buddy Hield and Brogdon in the same trade. And like I said, if they're able to pull that off, and then you get shooters, free agency like Eric Gordon, Bryn Forbes, Blake Griffin, this team is going to be successful. This is borderline disrespectful what 2K is doing right now. We did not even win 10 games until January, which is just insane for a LeBron James-led team. So, honestly, after this, I don't even know where you'd go from here. I mean, you just didn't even make the damn playoffs. Anthony Davis wins Defensive Player of the Year. How? How does he win Defensive Player of the Year when we literally sucked so badly? How many games did we even win? This was a LeBron James-led team, and we only won 28 games. That's it. We won 28 games. Last 10, we won 7-3. W 2K. What an absolute freaking W. But wow. I mean, this was a realistic offseason rebuild. And I think I did the most. I think I did the best I could. I really do. And it just was not good enough. But tell me, man, what do you guys think? If you had Brogdon, Hield, Oladipo, LeBron Davis, Kendrick Nunn, Brent Forbes, just shooters, guys that could shoot the 3-ball next to LeBron, the team is going to be successful. It's going to be successful. The spacing is going to be there. So I don't understand the record. I really don't. If you look at the player stats, yeah, 25 from LeBron, 22 from Anthony Davis, 16 from Brogdon, 30 from Buddy Hield, and then 10 from Kendrick Nunn. I mean, that was probably the worst it has been in this offseason rebuild so far, series anyway. So, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it the way that it went. I'm going to allow you guys to either roast the hell out of me and say I suck at this game, or you're going to tell me 2K is stupid. I mean, I'm sure we're going to have mixed results because there is going to be Lakers fans in here watching this, I assume. But honestly, as realistic as I possibly could have been, I think I did the best I could. Really do. So you get Brogdon and Buddy Hield, you sign shooters, and I think it's a recipe for success. But 2K, on the other hand, is the opposite. They're like, you know what? You guys suck. You're not making the playoffs. So, I mean, I can run it back again, I guess, just to be safe. So Fizdale, I don't know if Fizdale will be the head coach. I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's just maybe something that could possibly happen. And our draft pick's probably like top 3 right now, isn't it? So let's see. The Lakers fell to 6. So the Pelicans get the 6th pick in this draft, which I don't even know if I have the draft class loaded. I actually think I do. So let's go to player options. And I mean, let's just do our best, I guess, to try to make this work. Qualifying offers, Mason Jones. And then for free agency, you got LeBron James, who I believe is a free agent this offseason. So I'll sign him back, but I don't know if he would actually re-sign with the Lakers after this, especially after a season like that. So LeBron James is back. If we take a look at the roster now, so we got Brogdon and Kendrick Nunn. You got Buddy Hield. You got Matthew Cleveland. I guess we had a second maybe. And then LeBron James and then Anthony Davis. So we still need to sign minimum guys, which I'm, okay with doing that. So Garrison Matthews, 77 overall. Maybe we get some youth in here. Things will work out. Rick Rubio, I wouldn't mind him as like a veteran guy, like kind of how Rondo was for this team. Gallinari, another guy. Kleba, another guy I wouldn't mind on this team. Kleba has been a money in the playoffs. So Gallinari, Larry Nance Jr. I mean, any of these guys would be solid. So I'll sign those. And obviously, a lot of these guys are probably going to go down in overall. So it'll probably be a disaster again in regression. No, it wasn't actually as bad as last year. So maybe this team this time will actually make the playoffs. Let's watch the simulation together. Let's see what happens here. So auto-generate them rookies because we're not even going to worry about another season. So power ranking lands us at 18. And then we got Buddy Hield, Malcolm Brogdon, Garrison Matthews now, Kendrick Nunn, Rubio, Kleba, and Cleveland. All right, we got some youth in here. So there's some young guys. We can move the system, which we probably will do to like 7 seconds real quick. And then we'll see if David Fizdale can lead this team into the playoffs. We'll see if we can have a successful season or we're going to go ahead and win like 24 games again. Let's see. All right, man, let's simulate. So 2K, what do you think? Loss, L. Did we get, first W is November 15th. Okay, we got 2 W's in a row. All right. It's just not going to work here for the Los Angeles Lakers, I don't think. Unless we go on a little bit of run here through a 4-game win streak. You know what? We'll see if this team can maybe make the play-in. I doubt it, though. I think 2K just hates the Lakers here, to be honest with you, which is a little surprising. But you know what? This is how it's going, and I'm doing the best I could. It didn't work out, and we're going to suck this season, so we'll see what we finished off as. So it's not all bad in this video. We actually fought our way into the play-in tournament as AD wins the 5th player of the year again, and then Damian Lillard won 6-man, which is interesting. But yeah, we actually fought our way into the play-in tournament. So the Jazz, who literally just won a championship last year, are in the play-in now. So it's 27, 24, 15, and 13, and 11.5 from Kendrick Nunn, 8 from Matthews, and 6 from Ricky Rubio with 5 assists as well. 5 from Cleveland, and 4 from Kleba. So, I mean, without further ado, let's just go ahead and see if we can beat the Jazz and get into the playoffs, I guess. I mean, if we can get into the playoffs, I'll consider this video a W, which is kind of weird considering obvious. Why is I don't know. You know what? I'll just trust in 2K. Austin Rivers will go ahead and start for us in this must-win game here. So let's see if we can get in to the postseason and beating the Jazz here. I mean, like I said, it really shouldn't be considered a W just making the playoffs with the Lakers as LeBron James as your best player. But fortunately, that's kind of the position we're in right now. So this is actually a really close game. And we are going to lose 120 to 117, 38 and 12 for LeBron. And we are not going to make the playoffs at all today. So that is going to be the Lakers offseason video, which was a disaster. It was a disaster. But you know what? I think it was a fun disaster because I think I put together a good team. It's just 2K does not like young, old players. It just didn't work out for us. But regardless, it is what it is. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you think the Lakers should do, and if you think that the Lakers could potentially pull off a Brogdon Buddy Hield thing if that trade I propose could happen. Let me know. But this is Crushables. We'll be back tomorrow with either, I don't even know, I can't remember who plays tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow with another offseason rebuild. Depending, it'll either be Knicks or one of the teams that can eliminate in the first round. But this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.